Hi everyone, Coach Kyle here again. I want to talk about something today that I think pretty much all of us have dealt with or experienced or worked on at some point in our lives, if not multiple times. And it's weight loss. Okay. So losing excess fat on our bodies, getting rid of that through a lot of times it's diet, a combination of diet and exercise. Now, I want to talk today about some of the pitfalls of dieting and specifically our mindset, our mentality around diets and how that works counterintuitively to what the goal actually is. So, I want to start with why does our body store excess fat in the first place? And I think this isn't really a contested idea or issue. I'm just going to reiterate. Um, but our body stores excess calories as fat for reserves. Those are calories that we can access at a later time if need be. So much of our evolutionary history, it was living in a way that was, you're always bouncing back and forth between feast and famine. There were periods of time of the year, seasons where we had plenty of food and we ate well. We stored all those extra calories because chances were there was famine around the corner at some other point of the year. There were periods of time where we didn't have enough to eat. We were eating very scarcely. Um, there wasn't enough calories to really sustain us. So these fat reserves were critical to our survival. Fast forward to today, through our modern society and technology and transportation and things like this, we amazingly live in a world where we have readily available access to food all year long. And that's a great thing. That's amazing that most of us aren't living in the fear of starvation. Um, but our bodies are not designed to live in this world. So our brains want to, hold on to any excess calories, which we have a plethora available to us, right? Now, we all understand this. It makes sense. But the problem is when we go on a diet to lose weight, to lose excess fat on our bodies, um, when we go on a diet, we usually focus on what we can't have. This mentality of restriction, of lack of abundance. We feel deprived. We feel lacking in our what we have available to eat. Now, what message does this mentality, this perspective really send to your brain and your body? It sends a clear message that we're in famine right now. So this really works counterintuitively to our goal, which is to lose excess fat. Yet we're sending our brain and body messages, information that it should hold on to this excess fat and it should get more of it if at all possible. So it does things like slow down the metabolism. A lot of people experience what's called a plateau, where the body realizes we're in famine and it's like, whoa, we got to put the brakes on here, slow down the metabolism, and weight loss, stalls. Any excess calories that we do eat is going to want to store away, lock that away in fat reserves in the body. So the question I ask is, what if you could change the way you eat and at the same time not send your brain these types of information, these types of messages? What if instead you could send clear information to your brain that you're living in a time of abundance? There's no need to lock away excess calories as fat. There's no need to hold on to the fat reserves we have because we have plenty to eat. Okay. Now, you can accomplish this in a few different ways. One being just a shift in mindset of how you approach a diet. Instead of focusing on what you can't have, what you want, but really, it's not part of your diet, you're cutting things out. Deprivation, lack, restriction. Okay. Instead of doing that, you could focus on instead what are you going to add into your diet? What are you going to change about it in a positive way? What are all the things you can have, you can eat? Okay. Just thinking about it differently makes a really a significant difference to how your brain is interpreting the situation. Okay. And you can also take a more proactive approach. You can actively, consciously feed your brain information that's telling it you're in a period of abundance. You have all the food you need. You are well. You are safe. Okay. And you can do this through the power of visualization or meditation, combining the two. Um, there's a really cool aspect to our brains that a visualization using your imagination to imagine an event. Your brain doesn't know the difference physically between imagination and reality. So if I imagine myself living in a period of abundance, having all I need, being healthy, being well, my brain doesn't know that that's just an imagination, that's a visualization. It doesn't know the difference. So how it reacts physically and the changes it causes in the body are happening as if that was really occurring. Okay, so we can create visualizations in our mind to tell us what we want the brain to perceive. We can visualize ourselves being well, being in a period of abundance, having all the food we need. Even we can visualize like the food that we are eating is super healthy food. It's providing our body with everything it needs. There's no need to hold on to the fat we have on our body. There's no need to hold on to more. Okay. So this visualization is really powerful stuff, even beyond just, what we're talking about here. And there's ample amount of scientific studies out there that show visualization has a significant physical effect. And I won't get into those here because that would take up a lot of time because it's super interesting. But I suggest you look into that stuff if you want, if you have the time. Now, attached to this post is an example visualization exercise that I recorded for you. It's by no means the only way to do this. Feel free, get on YouTube, the internet. There's tons of freely available examples out there. And again, you can apply this to so many different areas of your life. Your brain and your body don't know the difference between visualization and reality. So you can use visualization to your advantage to create cause changes in the mind and the body that you want. So check it out, give it a listen, and I hope you can take this and use it in your weight loss goals, your weight loss journey, or whatever other changes you want to make in your life. Thanks. We'll see you soon.